we will show you how our iViP values fit in with the standard 5 steps of customer contact within the typical 10-minute session. To do this, we will compare our iViP instant messaging to the traditional ACD system. I'd like to point out 4 things within the movements of this competition. First, notice how Sandra gets stuck waiting while her customer is looking up lost documentation. Second, if that's not enough, Sandra has to then put the customer on hold while she searches her database. The third thing I'd like to point out is how efficient and easy it is for Susie to respond to her customer's requests. In the awkward moments at the end of the phone call, Sandra's customer has engaged her in yet another wasteful conversation. Now, for the 10th time today, Sandra gets to talk about the weather. To sum up, Susie doesn't just win once. Because CSRs can text in parallel, she wins with 2 other customers as well. Even if the exchange of texts takes place over 30 or 40 minutes, Susie can handle more cases because she can multitask, while Sandra has to work in a serial process. Staff to the workload, not to the peak. iViP allows your staff more time to respond so that urgent requests can be given higher priority. Consider this graph of your team's workload, plotted over the hours in an average day. The red line shows calls backing up in the queue around 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. If these calls were converted into text, as shown on the green line, your staff would have the flexibility to choose when and how best to respond. Notice that you've effectively flattened the peaks without compromising reachability. Unlike phone calls, texting makes it possible for your customers to reach their CSRs without requiring their immediate availability. Another point I'd like to make here ties back to the earlier texting saves time comparison. Because iViP messaging is a more efficient way of communicating, the overall workload is less. That's why a team equipped with text messaging will have a significantly lower and more evenly paced workload, as shown on the green line.